The good, the bad, the dark, and the great. To the finale of the great Yamcharoid. It's been a long day coming. And I'd like to let everybody know a little something about this video. We've come quite a long way without much, haven't we? We've shown our darkest moments. We've brought forth our lights of lights. But now to tell a tale that, quite frankly, might end it all. So, if you knew not who Yamcharoid was, you don't know who I am. You see, the one before you is the lightest, the one that came before. The greatest of things comes from the light, must also have just as dark. What no one knew was I was waiting in the afters, just watching. Every single fight he had was more than he expected. No one expected me. The darkest of times, the lightest of times, many who knew it could simply not give up. Now if you could quietly come forth and show yourselves, it would be much easier on others. For as Yamcharoid was watching over the great Cronoa's path, I was watching his, the darkest moments of all time. You see, at the beginning of our joined timeline, we had quite the invigorating response. The man who would become Yamcharoid, Light, had quite a difference. In his path, he had lost many, but he had also gained much more. You see, Cronoa wished him to be her own. That was not something I had for it. Sadly, my sentence was imprisonment. I was stuck amongst the turnaways of Cronoa, the great losses of the one true being of time itself. I was freed shortly after, quite easily in fact. You see, when Yamcharoid himself was freed, I had given my own time in. I let loose a few dark ones. I believe they were known as the Bloodies. Bloody Goku Black, Bloody Gogeta, and much more. But I believe the darkest of all of them was none of those, in fact. Many could consider myself the darkest form of them. While recently some have been reformed, I believe they can still turn back the darkness. You see, my war was long ago. That does not mean it's over yet. I fight time itself. And this is a time well spent. If you don't know, Cronoa tossed me away. I sent forth a transmission at the end of the last one. I believe the best term I could use is, she didn't want me. Time itself did not care. So in the end, I chose not to care for time. I've been having regular playtimes. Beautiful days, beautiful numbers. Quite the experience. The darkest of Yamcharoid's own. And yet, he still couldn't keep me away. A simple mastery of himself might have worked. The times I've caused these beautiful moments, his darkest halves, when others considered him practically useless. But I believe the term I'm looking for is deadly. Many don't realize it, but his light is not as light as many believe. I enjoy taunting it. I enjoy pushing him. And oh boy, does the fact that a simple build could go ahead and be such a disappointment to many fills me with such game perspiration. If you knew not what you were dealing with, here is the form you wish to see. The darkest of forms of them all. I believe you know it. Many know it. And oh boy, do I enjoy it. Many eons ago, I was trapped. But as we say, blood within will always be blood without. Those who know not the creeds of the darkest of the demon realm never truly knew themselves. And sadly, I doubt anyone knows what Yamcharoid was capable of all along. You see, just as the blood of this great Goku is covered on himself, there was quite the awakening within Yamcharoid when Konoha found him. So much so, there was 2 timelines birthed. You see, we were taken from our location. The timeline had simply created us as a way to save itself. It gave us hope, a future, but also a great pity. In the end, the darkness is my side to rule. Just as there's another who knew not what he was doing when he made me. Yes, I've seen the dances. Yes, I've seen so much more. But there is no Yamcharoid without the ferocity of the wolf. The death sentence of one whose energy magnified it. So many different forms he took. And yet the outcome was simply, do not test me. Do not do this. Have any others known what came of this? Yes, there was many friends. A simple senpai trying to teach others. Such a pity sometimes that to break those who treated him well, but to break those who also treated him much worse. Oh, the pity. There was pain then, and there was pain forevermore. Those who know him not simply wished not to know him. Those who actually took time They feared him or enjoyed his company. Another day going forth. For those who didn't know, the beast within became the beast without. A simple connection between Yamcharoid and the various forms within. He may have Cronoa's heart to himself, but in her head, her mind truly thinks, what if I still exist? What if the darkness within still exists? What if it simply never left? What if the beast, Yamcharoid, the one who knew what he was worth, simply hadn't given up? And sadly, I didn't. I doubt many knew that. For every light half, there was a darker portion within. And I believe the funniest part is about that dark portion was I existed in every character that he used. Many could not see me. Many did not care to know about him. Many simply saw me as an edge of which needed removal. What I simply saw myself as was just a piece of him. A piece of the one who knew what his worth was. And that worth became so much more. A destroyer of lag. Jerry himself. A smasher of beast. The great Brawl. And oh, so many more. My transmission is getting stolen slowly. I believe someone else wishes to take it from me. And sadly, this will not end well if they do. I will let him flee. For now. It's been a long time since I've had to deal with him. But thanks to the power of the wall Cronoa made, we're good. Simple, yet effective. What many didn't know is there are two sides to Yamcharoid. Two very similar sides. One is quite simply the darkest of all the beings out there, made to both antagonize and reproach. The other was made with the intent to be a hero. Yes, going through much to be a hero, but to be a hero nonetheless. A prince himself has created Yamcharoid, a teacher among many. But But just as Yamcharoid has to be partially good, it's meant to teach a lesson. That even those with kind intentions have to deal with some toxicity. You see, guys, I honestly was ending the lore today, but I feel like the lore is not going to end. As long as the game goes, I'm going to keep on adding more stuff, but I want to give a small look into what the lore contained. As you can see, I did a lot of impressions to create the voice work. I basically mixed up like 4 or 5 different things that I know just to create that voice. What no one knows is that's something I can do, funny enough. I can do impressions, I can do all of that, but I know if I kept it up, there's going to be more to it. As long as I'm on the game, I'm going to keep on adding. What I will say, though, is I've had it happen before, where I'm watching through some basic stuff on anime or something, and I noticed that out of nowhere there was a piece of it that made too much sense. In this case, it was the fact that Yamcha got a W with a goddess. I'm like, hey, that was my idea. The whole ending to the Yamcharoid lore was going to contain a reference to Cronoa getting together with Yamcha of an alternate timeline. So the reasons actually tied back to her interactions with with a lot of the characters, actually. Like, she has some weird interactions to go through with Bardock and other stuff. But I wanted to make a character where if I did go through with it, he gets something he doesn't normally have. I don't know how best to explain that, but Yamcharoid was supposed to be exactly what Yamcha never could have. A win, a life. Something other than constantly being sidelined. And again, this is before the whole thing happened with heroes and all that. I did have the video ready, I just thought an explanation would be better. To at least show what I normally do and what other stuff happens, okay? So here's the thing. Yamcharoid as a whole likely won't be done unless Zeno is done. So that's a point that I will have to make do with. Many don't really like that I'm going ahead and keeping on the game despite that, but I think the best term is you can't stop someone from doing what they love. And if I'm going to keep up with the story, I'm probably going to keep it up. You guys will see the full video a little bit later, but as you can see, the voice acting is needing some work. I have quite the problem with it. But yeah, it throws off my voice completely. Now, I wanted to say this because it's a long story on why. Okay?
So there's going to be less covers going out. Heavily less covers, like once every few months instead of back to back like it's been. Yamcharoid Lore will continue most likely until I get bored or until I give up the game completely and maybe Xeno 3 comes out. I'm still hoping. Yes, I'm writing that copium, but I'm writing it hard, okay?
When that happens, we will get an announcement in the thing. But I wanted to go ahead and do the video today for another reason. People usually see Yamcharoid and a few of my other CACs in some of the craziest outfits out there. Now, I'd like to go ahead and say why I regularly do the stunt that I normally do, which, let me see if it's even on here. No, it's not. Okay, then just delete that one then. Okay, actually, let's go ahead and do this. So, let's start deleting clip. There's that. And delete this one. So here's what I'm going to show everybody, okay? YouTube has not hit me for this before, and it should not hit me for this now, okay? Just trust me. And I can feel people about to judge me for what about the show, but here's going to be the exact thing I'm doing, okay? I am putting it out there right now that just like I myself have a disability and I myself have friends who know what this means, I'm going to say it right now. Yamcharoid, this crazy, dancing, fun-loving dude right here, okay? A lot of the versions out there you will see doing this random stuff, okay? By the way, this is a post-convention version, which does match up, okay? But this one right here, I'm going to say it right now, we support the people in the LGBTQ community, but I'm going to say this right now. Yamcharoid in a lot of the versions I made is as chaotic as they come with a pansexual method in relation to DBZ abridged Yamcha's method of love, which is loving himself really, 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 really hard and wanting to spread himself to people. That came out wrong, but you guys can get it from there, okay? So yeah, that's the point, okay? That's why I do this, because it shows the character that I built. It shows that I don't want to be the guy causing problems, doing this, doing that. I just want to spread love, you know what I mean? Sure, I can go ahead and do this, give out some messed up combo, but I just want to spread love. I just want to have fun. Like, if you honestly think about it, that's what a game is. It's supposed to be having fun. Like, I'm here to have fun. You know what I mean? I don't know who else is here to go ahead and have fun, but that's why I'm on the game. Okay? That's why I've been on the game. I can be a lot of things on this game, but I don't want to be a lot. I just want to be me. I want to have fun, goof off, be with the buddies. So I added that into Yamcharoid's background. Now there are a few others that do have a similar situation regarding what they are, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys piece by piece. Okay, we got a few others here that are under the thing. Like I said, Yamcharoid is as chaotically pan as they come in both words, okay? I mean, pan with a hint of more love for himself, but we can go there and get away with it a little bit. We have the Majins, who surprisingly, I'm going to say it right now, Oh, I've made the Martians into such a weird little thing, even for me. Like, I'm weirded out by this because they've had a heavy connection to stuff that not even I thought I'd put into a story for them. The Martians I have usually revolve around a very weird connection between them. But in most cases, they're extremely aggressive bi. Okay? There's a reason why I'm doing that, and it's a little bit in lore for Martians and a lot out of lore. Okay, guys? So, again, that's for a reason. I'm just going to say that was for a reason. This for a reason, all of this for a reason. Okay? So, Yamcharoid, chaotically pan as they come. The Martians are extremely bi with an extremely dominant side. Like, I'm talking hardcore. Oh my god, I'm just going to say it right now. That's actually, going into more lore for them, I'll explain why toward the end of the video. But this is what I'm viewing as each one, okay? Self-serving pan, but also really loving everyone else with Yamcharoid, okay? The Martians are chaotically bi, but also dominant chaotically bi, because a Martian basically will consume anything. So I thought, why not make them into the biggest thing possible to go ahead and just create it off it. Did it work out very well? Not really. But it does show why these characters are such insanely OP ones whenever I make them. And I'm talking like full on the Anya Martian that I have, and a few others are straight up messed up. Okay? Our female human, surprisingly, is a little bit different. That's a Marvel reference to where She-Hulk can and most likely will straight up steal your body. Do not question it, it's just there. Like, she will straight up steal abilities, do all that. We've been having regular group sessions like that for a while, actually, just messing around. People just watch, they come and join in. I advise to go ahead and do it, it's really fun. Okay? So take a break from all the matches, all of that. Oh, where's it? I'm looking for another picture of another one, but it looks like I don't got it, maybe? Do I got it? I saw one of Jerry, I didn't see one of Rebus. Well, Jerry, surprisingly, is, okay, Jerry there, Namekian there, where's Rebus? And I need one of Rebus, at least one of Rebus. Oh, it was actually taking a bit to find. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's add the screenshots real quick and let's go through them. So we have the aggressively dominant, the aggressively dominant male Martian, Popo Jr. We also have the literal embodiments of She-Hulk if she went to Dragon Ball. Yes, it's a She-like cosplay, but it works. We have our, I'm going to say it right now, we have our weekly regimen. We're like the Ginyu Force, okay? We will dance, we will sing, we will mess around and have some fun, okay? We have Jerry. Now, Jerry's a special case. I've gone through this so many times, but I still say Jerry's the only straight one I have on this entire list. And it's weird, because it's the male human that's the straight one. The asexual by force, because a Namekian don't do that. And then we have Rebus, the most recent addition, and something I've been actually thinking about for a long time. Okay? Rebus is made to be everything that encompasses a darker, more deeply dark side to my character.
If you really want an explanation, Rebus is me, but not in any way what you would know me as normally. I've also been taking a bunch of wins with level 85, which is saying something. You guys need to do better.
Okay? But yeah, Rebus in the lore itself would be the equivalent of a reverse self-insert. I myself am straight. Okay? I have no qualms against anything. No actual qualms against a lot of stuff. But Rebus doesn't want to be with anyone. It's a lone wolf type character who just wants to get out there and do what he needs to do and get out. Now, here's the thing. When I first made Rebus, I was under a lot of stress. I'd like to point that out for a lot of people, because when Styx was made and when Rebus was made,
both of them were made under intensely stressful situations. Styx was made during a heavy emotional process. Rebus was made during an altogether different one. Styx was to remind me of a promise. I was going through a lot of stuff and I needed something to put it into. That's what brought out Styx. With Rebus, I needed to express a lot.
I needed to express pain and suffering. Now, here's what I'm going to say in regards to this. Okay, people? There's a lot wrong with the community with this game. If you hadn't noticed, that's a lot of clips, right guys? Like a ton of clips that's on this thing out of nowhere. But honestly, how many of these actual matches do you think I actually had fun in? I'm in rank normally, but that still doesn't mean I don't want to go ahead and enjoy my time. And let's just say the fact that a lot of people in this community really don't like the disabled or slightly changed ones.
So people out there who have any qualms against the orientation of other people and all that, do better. Like, do better. It's a game for kids. You got to focus on better stuff for yourself to actually matter. I mean, honestly, that's the biggest point I can make. My channel has always been just inclusive, always wanting to keep up with those around me. Even if it's like, hey, you're going to go ahead and need to do this, this, and this. In the end, I make the AMVs to hold my memories. I can tell when what I do affects someone else drastically differently. Crazily enough, I know when it does that because I made it. You know what I mean? I made the thing. I can tell you right now. I know what I do when I make something. Heck, I know what I do overall when I make something. I can tell each and every memory from every meme or AMV I have on my channel. But do I need to?
No, I actually don't. I can remember my emotion during every single one of these matches. Every single one. And there's a lot of mixed. I'll say that right now. A lot of mixed emotions. But above all, something special came out of it. I figured out that out of the many times I've been on the game, There's a point where I run into people who are very kind-hearted, and there's another point where someone can't learn, so they have to do something like what this man did right here. By the way, I was told that if he won, I would delete the game. I don't know what's up with people in saying that, but honestly, I am not going to delete my game. If you really think about it, you're going to have about as good luck doing that as getting me to go through and swap my game for something else. So if you really want to go ahead and say something, I'd say get better maybe. Not at the game, but at life. You can't just order people around people. The game's toxic enough without others joining in, attacking other people. We can ask the latest one, or the one before me, apparently. We can ask theirs. The man went through enough, and a lot of it was false accusations. We all know what those false accusations involved, but yeah. I do not like people who do that. I have never liked people who attack others for what they cannot control. Now, if I told you how much came of everything, you'd all be surprised. I helped him. Now you can see he's doing a lot better, no longer under the same mindset. He's got a role model. He's got someone to look out for him. And he's no longer making exposure or spiteful videos. He learned his lesson. Now, if it really came down to it, who here is actually going to be doing that? Like, which one out there would actually learn their lesson rather than, doing something else entirely? Okay? But I'm not here to make just a video for content. Someone recently told me or made a video saying they were going to swap to more mental health based stuff. That was going to be a goal for them to keep it going. And, well, I'm going to say this about my channel. If you're going to go ahead and attack someone for a disability, for something they themselves can't control, and call them a bunch of stuff and all of that, attack them left and right, then the door is right there. That's all I gotta say. The door is right there. If you want to go ahead and make a spiteful comment on my channel, yeah, the door is right there. I've matured throughout my time on Zeno. I've made myself quite better. People who have seen me in massive amount of different stuff, like tournaments, everything like that, they've seen that I'm not just a person who don't know how to play the game. I'm not just a grab spammer. I'm not just cheesy or cheap. I can be a good player. It's just I give what I get. There's going to be another series added to the channel, and I'm going to say this right now. It's going to be almost directly from TikTok. Okay, guys? those shorts and all of that, I'm going to add that to it, okay? It's going to be called Disrespect It's Disrespected. Any game where I notice someone is being massively disrespectful and just, in all the words and pieces of it, playing a jerk, like just for censorship reason, I'm going to say that. I know there's worse I could say, but yeah.
Look, I don't have problems with the community itself. What I have problems with is people in the community enjoy too much the exposure line because it gets free views. But honestly, do you want to be known for something that you never wanted to do in the first place? Truth is, I've seen what happens with the whole exposure stuff. I've seen how people respond to it pretty well. And I've seen how people build their entire channel off it only to mess up completely. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and troll you with blocks. Yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to do that. That does not mean that I'm doing it for no reason. If you're going to go ahead and try something, I will say this. I know when there's an exposure video made about me. I know when my stuff gets put out there, okay? I can clearly see if you're stalking me in the lobby of a video game, like what the heck was up with that few weeks and months and all of that. That's being honest, like I can tell when you're around, I can tell when you're doing this. So, next time you're gonna go ahead and run around, just let me know, like, hey, do you want a match? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Because I'll give you a match. Like, don't just make a video saying, hey, he's doing this, 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 and this. Like, you did it to me. You cut me down just to the video but with me in it, and then you did it to me. So, where's the equal reaction? Like, if you're gonna curse someone out and all that, then where's your side of it? Like, if you're gonna go ahead and do something like that, why can't you show your half? Like, that's the full truth. Like, why can't you show your half if your half makes you into an equal participant in what you just did and called me out for? That's actually the full truth. It's actually pretty crazy. Because this is the actual truth.
Okay? I know there's exposure videos out there about me being racist, antagonistic, pushing people, all of that. Has anyone else at all noticed that I'm a responsive person? I get mad and I will react, but I will not allow people to treat me harshly or anything like that. I will not allow people to attack me or anything like that either.
Now, here's the thing. All of that is built into the story for Yamcharoid. Yes, the clips are there, but they're going to be there. They're going to keep being there. And no matter what, they'll always make a memory out of it. There'll always be something to learn from. And there's a simple reason why. Because out of the millions of times that I've been on the match on this game, I'm not even going to lie, I've always kept learning. I've always kept going. And people just don't learn. They want to keep going at me When the truth is, the real way you can stop everything going out of your favor is just learn to play respectfully. Give what you want, and I sure as heck will return the favor. I'm not a jerk. I'm not a plain bad person. No, I'm in it to go ahead and have fun, mess around, okay?
But I don't like bullies. I doubt anyone actually does. Long story short is, if you're gonna go ahead and say a bunch of stuff about me, because I've seen the videos, I've seen a lot of stuff, and if you're gonna do that about my buddies,
then please think twice about it, because that's actually a very good way to get me a little bit rankled, okay? Like, people don't realize the amount of stuff that I do for my friends. People don't realize I'm actually capable of a lot more than what they think.
and the truth actually is, I could be competitive. I could be a lot of stuff off of this.
I could actually be one of the best players in the game if I so chose. That does not mean, however, that I will allow people to treat me harshly just for me being an idiot on the game, having fun on the game. Okay? I know people on here who are like that. I also know other people who have gone after others with disabilities. Now, here's what we have from that. We got a lesson to give now. For those who don't know, for those who do know, for those watching this video in the future, Yamcharoid Lore is basically a recreation of what I go through every single day on the game. Never-ending battle, never-ending going. There really is no finale. It's just me, some random person, our controllers, the game, and whatever comes our way in the match. If I don't win that time, I'll come back later. Keep it going. Don't win the next time, keep on going. That's the point of the game. Learn from your mistakes. Keep moving forward. Because if you can't, you got quite the pain in the neck time ahead of you. I let it loose before, I'll say it again. Beef was done. I have no hate for anyone on the game. If you got something to say, go ahead and message me. You guys know where to find me on Discord. You know how to go ahead and contact me in other ways. You can send me a message on PlayStation Messages, or have someone add me to your chat like you did before. Talk to me. That goes for the haters. Talk to me. That goes for the people who enjoy it. Thank you, everyone. Now, if you didn't know, I did recently get those. That's how I know who was doing what.